Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm bringing you a very special video about Garten of Banban 8, the highly anticipated new chapter that's about to shake everything we thought we knew. As you probably know, every new Garten of Banban game gives us creepier characters, darker mysteries, and theories that drive us absolutely crazy. And that's exactly what we're talking about today. A brand new theory about a possible new family arriving in chapter 8. Yes, you heard that right. Because even though the trailer and leaks show us some new characters, the real question is, do they really belong to the mutant family or not? Something just doesn't add up. Some details seem to connect them, but others don't. And today, in this video, I want to break it all down with you. Together, we'll look at some hidden clues that only a few people have noticed, and they might change everything we thought. So, before we dive into this theory, remember to subscribe to the channel and leave a big like if you're also super curious to discover all the updates about Garten of Banban 8. Here on the channel, we're following every update, every theories, every official post, and every little secret hiding in the details. So if you want to stay up to date, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss a second of the upcoming theories and news. Now, let's get back to our theory. As you know, in Chapter 8 there will be new characters never seen before. We theorized that they will be part of the mutant family, but this could not be confirmed, because if we take a closer look at certain details, we notice that these characters don't follow the same features of the mutant family. So stay with me until the end, because this theory might open the doors to a brand new storyline in the game, a story much deeper and scarier than we imagined. Let's start right away with the new lobster character who was introduced in the final trailer for Garten of Banban 8. A mysterious, creepy character, and his name could be Clorenzo. In fact, if you pay attention, the name Clorenzo is a play on words. It combines the word claw with a human-sounding name, Renzo, following the tradition of the series to give human or funny names to monstrous creatures. And yes, just as the name suggests, Clorenzo has a giant claw that makes him instantly recognizable. But the most important thing isn't just the name, it's the design. Right from the first look, we notice something that immediately raises red flags. This new character doesn't have the typical design we're used to in Garten of Banban. All the other main characters have a simpler visual style, with soft lines, rounded shapes, and an aesthetic that's both creepy and playful. But Clorenzo is different. Clorenzo breaks that pattern. His body has sharp angles, more complex shapes, and visible segments that totally change the visual identity we've seen up to now. His proportions feel more realistic, more threatening, almost robotic or biomechanical. And then the eyes. Yes, because the eyes are also a key detail in figuring out where a character comes from and what family they might belong to. Until now, almost all the characters, except for the Givanium family members and the adult Kittisaurus, have big, round white eyes with a typical black pupil. These are eyes that resemble dolls or cartoons, totally matching the series' creepy toy vibe. But Clorenzo has small, completely black eyes, with no white sclera at all. They are blank, lifeless, soulless eyes that seem to stare deep into you. A detail that completely breaks away from the classic style of the series, and that could mean only one thing: Clorenzo is not a member of the mutant family. In fact, he might even be part of a brand new, never-before-seen family that will be revealed in Garten of Banban 8. Let's move on to the next mysterious character. Among the leaked names that have surfaced online in recent weeks, there's one name that immediately caught everyone's attention: Varza. The name Varza most likely comes from the word Varanus, which is the genus of reptiles that includes creatures like the Komodo dragon, so it's almost certain we're talking about a character inspired by a reptile, and more specifically, by one of the most aggressive and terrifying creatures in nature. And in fact, in the fourth teaser trailer of Garten of Banban 8, we saw a new hand. Looking closely at the shape and colors, we can say it strongly resembles the foot of a monitor lizard, or at least that of a large reptile. But here's the most interesting part: this hand also doesn't follow the soft, toy-like design of the other characters in the series. This hand is monstrous, rough, almost skeletal, with an aesthetic that leans much more toward pure horror. So we naturally ask ourselves, does Varza have the same origin as Clorenzo? Because again, we see a complete break from the style of the known families, like the Banban family or the mutant family. In fact, it makes us suspect that Clorenzo and Varza are part of a new family, never seen before, that will make its debut in Garten of Banban 8, a family separate from the usual mutant characters, perhaps born from a parallel project, darker, deeper, conducted in the hidden corners of the facility we haven't yet explored. a family that might be connected to the most dangerous materials in Banban's universe, or might even come from another section of the compound. Neither Clorenzo nor Varza seem to have anything in common with the mutant family or the Banban family. Varza could be the perfect reptilian leader of this new lineage, and together with Clorenzo form a deadly duo waiting for us in the darkest corridors of Chapter 8. This is just one of the many theories we'll be exploring in the video. Now let's move on to the other two leaked characters, Miss Mimiker and Balooni. At the moment we don't have any official images or teasers that clearly show us what they look like, so we have to rely only on their names. However, even from this we can already notice a very interesting detail. The names Clorenzo and Varza are clearly inspired by animals. Clorenzo has the word claw in the name, and Varza is almost certainly derived from Varanus, a type of reptile. Miss Mimiker and Balooni on the other hand contain no animal references in their names. This could mean that they have a very different origin compared to the other two characters, and so we can imagine that Clorenzo and Varza are part of a new family not yet revealed, while Miss Mimiker and Balooni could instead belong to the mutant family, the same family that characters like Kittysaurus and mutated Jumbo Josh come from. Of course, until we have official images or trailer scenes showing us Miss Mimiker and Balooni, it will be difficult to confirm this theory, but the absence of animal references in their names is a clue that could really make a difference. Now let's try to launch a really interesting theory. What if Varza and Clorenzo were actually creations of Syringion? In the trailer we clearly see that Clorenzo is inside Syringion's clinic, and that detail can't be a coincidence. It's very likely there's a direct connection between the two. Clorenzo might have been created in that secret lab, maybe as a failed experiment or even as a living weapon specifically designed by Syringion to protect his facility. But if Clorenzo was created there, then Varza might have the same origin. As we theorized earlier, Clorenzo and Varza seem to share similar traits, like their animalistic appearance, their body proportions, and their predatory nature. This leads us to believe that they're not only connected to each other, but they could be part of a shared project developed by Syringion, a mutant experiment that fuses different animal species to create unique, intelligent, and monstrous creatures. Now let's keep in mind that Syringion will be the antagonist of Chapter 8, that has already been confirmed, so it's very likely that to stop us on our path, Syringion will send Clorenzo and Varza against us. Imagine the tension and fear of being hunted by two lab-created monsters ready to attack us at any moment. We could find ourselves in a long chase sequence, maybe in dark hallways of the clinic, or in an intense boss fight where we'll have to use the environment to survive. And here many gameplay possibilities open up. Maybe we'll need to find special items, keys, or passwords to defeat Clorenzo and Varza. The possibilities are endless and make Syringion's role even more central and dangerous within the story. If this theory turns out to be true, then in Chapter 8 we're in for one of the most exciting and terrifying confrontations of the entire series. Thank you so much for watching the video until the end. You are amazing. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell for the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.